Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So it's Thursday today and I'm filming my second video for the week. I always put up 2 videos a week, at least that's what I always try to do. And I have my son's graduation party on Saturday and we're doing lots of preparation for that, mainly getting the house ready, getting the yard ready and things like that. But I told you in my last video earlier in the week that it was going to be a busy week for me, and it really hasn't been so bad. My sons, my husband and I have been just kind of joining forces and getting things done. My son who graduated, the one we're having the party for, he had his orientation and registration at his college. So he had to go there on Tuesday and it was an overnight until yesterday, Wednesday at 4:45. They call it SOAR and I'm trying to remember what that stands for. Student Orientation Admissions Registration, maybe? I know it's student orientation, but I might be wrong about the A and the R. Nonetheless, it's called SOAR. And so he had to take his math tests, his English test, and his foreign language test while he was there. And then the results determined like what math he would take and what English and foreign language. He took German in high school and he's switching to Spanish in college. And I'm glad about that because he'll use that so much more, I think. He's not a business major. I guess if he were a business major, or I don't know, there's other fields where German would be important, but I think just for everyday living, German is the way to go. And so he's going to be taking that, and he's taking a pottery class, like a sculpting pottery class, and he's taking his math class that he has to take. He only has to take 1 math class because he did really well on the math exams. And then he's taking a seminar class for his English. And what else did he tell me? I don't really know. I called him when he was on, after he left yesterday, to find out how it all went. I didn't really bother him while that whole thing was going on. They slept over in the dorms and they had a lot of like bonding activities. And so I called him on his way home, but he didn't come home because he was seeing Weezer, the band from the 90s, which isn't even like his generation. I used to love Weezer. So he had to go to Madison, Wisconsin because he had concert tickets to see Weezer. So he had to swing back into our town, pick up his friend, and then head to Wisconsin. And he didn't get home till 2 in the morning. But he had a good time because my husband saw him briefly when he came in the door last night. And he's sleeping still today. He had just like so much excitement over the past couple days. He needs to catch up on his sleep. So anyways, just a little bit of chit chat. I have a video I've been wanting to do for you and it's a dupes video. And I have a lot of dupes that I've been wanting to share with you. I actually have way more that I'm gonna be sharing with you in this video. I've just been putting them aside because I don't like to go through videos and do rapid fire sharing lots of products, like 30 products or 15 dupe products and then the high-end product. I feel like it's just too much information, at least for me when I watch videos like that. So what I decided to do, and what works better for me, not only for watching other YouTubers do dupe videos, but also easier for me to film and stay on task. To stay on task, I decided to do what I typically do when I share a dupes video with you. So on one side of my face, I have dupes, and the other side of the face, I have the high-end products, and I'm gonna bring you in close and see if you can tell which side of my face is the dupe side and which side of the face is the high-end side. And just so you know, when I'm filming and I'm looking into the camera, it's like a mirror. So this is my left and this is my right. So tell me down in the comments right now, before I start, which side of my face you think is the luxury side and which side is the high end. Left, right. And I'm gonna bring you in close. Okay, I hope that you all put an answer down, even if that's the only comment you leave. That will make me very happy. The other thing that motivated me to film this video for you now is that I was watching Anisha Sugar Puff and Fluff a couple of weeks ago, and she was doing a comparison video, and she was comparing the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette to the Luster Charm palette from Alter Ego. Now, the Pat McGrath palette retails for something wild, like $120. I don't own that palette, but she was comparing it to the Alter Ego palette, and it's called Luster Charm, and I believe this is a $17 palette, and it was incredible. There were some very slight differences, but when she was doing one eye with the Pat McGrath palette versus the second eye with the Luster Charm palette, I was just blown away. And I have tried to purchase palettes from Alter Ego before when I've seen other YouTubers compare their palettes to high-end palettes, and they sell out really fast. So I did purchase the Luster Charm Alter Ego palette that is a dupe for the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette. So hard to remember these names. This is a 10-pan palette. It has a really nice mirror. This is what the packaging looks like. It says Luster on it, and it tells you the names of each color on the back. Nice packaging, what you would expect from a nicer makeup brand. Now, these palettes are really inexpensive, so the packaging, I think, is supreme for the price you're paying. So I have not tried the Divine Rose palette from Pat McGrath, like I told you, but I have tried this one, and it is beautiful. So I can share this with you in the future, but I will not be comparing it to the Divine Rose Pat McGrath because I'm not going to purchase that palette. $120 is ridiculous in my mind for a palette. So Luster Charm is the way to go. And if you'd like to see the comparison of this palette to the Pat McGrath Divine Rose, Sugar Puff and Fluff did the comparison, and I will try to remember to link it. If I forget, please remind me in the comments, because sometimes I say it in a video, and then after I edit everything and I'm adding links the next day, I forget. So I never mind if you guys remind me. I am going to show you my dupes for high-end products, and I'm going to be doing the products that are currently on my face, like I mentioned, and I'm going to tell you which side now is the high-end and which side is the drugstore, since you guys have had a moment or two to watch me talk and see both sides. So this side of my face is all high-end, and this side of my face is all drugstore. I used similar Real Techniques and Sonia Kashuk brushes to apply them. So that way, whatever brush I used to apply one side, I used the same brush on the other side, because I have a lot of duplicates. And if I didn't have a duplicate, I just cleaned off the brush really well and then went in on the other side with the same brush. So the technique and the brushes and everything are the same. And so let's just jump in and get started. So you know that I don't do PR on my channel, like hardly ever. I don't even remember the last time I received anything from PR to review on my channel. I just don't really like doing it. Usually I think the products are not that good, and usually they send it to me for free, but then it's expensive for you guys, and they'll give you a discount code. And I always say to like my friend JD here on YouTube, she's on Instagram more often these days, but I'll say to her, I don't want to get something for free and a discount code for my ladies and have them have to spend their hard-earned money on something that's overpriced and not that great. Like, I can always think of something that I think is cheaper and better than the brands that I've done in PR. So I don't accept PR. I watched Nisha's video on the Alter Ego palette. They always reach out to me, so I decided to reach out to them and just say, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. They wanted me to review the Midsummer palette, and they were gonna send this to me for free. and I would get a discount code for all of you, and their discount code is 10%. And so I don't forget, I'll link it in the description box. So if you were to go on to Alter Ego and purchase anything, you would get 10% off. So they hit me up after I reviewed my favorite summer palette right now, the Anastasia Nouveau palette. I did a video on this palette and I love this palette, and it is, I think, $50, around that much. And ladies, this palette is stunning. Are any of you looking at their new Cosmo palette? I think that's what it's called. They released a new one recently that looks really pretty. Have any of you picked it up? Have you seen it? What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. And so this is what it looks like. I'll link the video where I demonstrated using this palette for one of my favorite go-to summer looks. And honestly, when I'm not making a video, lately I've been kind of going back and forth between the Luster Charm palette and this one. They said they'd send me the Midsummer palette. They actually sent me several more palettes, so I will be reviewing those for you. But this is what it looks like. And now I'm gonna hold up the Anastasia palette. And the colors are not in the same order, but from every color in the Anastasia Nouveau palette, they have a corresponding color in the Midsummer palette. I believe this is $17, and with the 10% off, it's less than that, and this is $50. So what I did is I've been playing around with these two palettes and comparing them. Today, I have the Anastasia on my right eye, and I have the Midsummer palette on my left. I hope that I don't look too muddy. I didn't take my time today. I'm in a little bit of a rush because I've got a busy day ahead of me. So I hope that I did a good job. But what I did is I took the Midsummer palette. This is the Alter Ego Midsummer palette. And I swatched all the colors in order. So that way, when I'm holding it up, they're not in the same order. So it's hard to tell. Like I showed you the purple. Then they have like one of my favorite, oh, I just gouged it with my fingernail. My favorite is like the celery shade. It's so pretty right here. Here it is in this palette. And then you have this really nice shimmery, like darker khaki. And you also have that here in this palette. So they're not in the same order. You have this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, this color. Of course, I love when brands put in the creamy vanilla shade, and they both have it. And then they have this beautiful gold shade. Anastasia pots in here, for lack of a better word, are larger, as you can see. But for $50 and for $17 less with the 10% off, why not just pick this one up? And so what I did is I swatched all the colors in the Midsummer palette. I took one finger swipe and swiped it on the paper, and then I did the corresponding shade in the Anastasia Nouveau palette, one finger swipe, and swiped it on the white paper so you could see how the colors look with just that swipe. So Midsummer, Anastasia. Midsummer, Anastasia. Midsummer, Anastasia. Why does it look like that's that's weird. That's the gold shade I just swatched. It looks like it rubbed off a little here. I think it's just because I've been moving this paper around. So let me put it back. Okay, there it is. Gosh, it doesn't swatch as good like with a finger as it does on the Midsummer. Anyways, Anastasia, Midsummer. So you get my drift all the way to the end. The same Anastasia shades corresponding Midsummer. Gosh, another one that looks like it disappeared down here on the Anastasia side. But if I knew about this, it's a new palette, so they didn't have it when I purchased this. I would have gotten this one instead. So I think it's important to tell you about this. So there's that. Okay, moving on. And I'm gonna share the eyeliner that I have on the expensive side, Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeliner. It's the gel eyeliner in the shade Jet. And what I did is I tight lined and did a little wing. And when I used this, what I found, usually when I use this, I'm not comparing it to anything else. I'm using it on both sides. But after comparing it to the drugstore side, I would say the drugstore is even better. And the reason for that is that this is so creamy. It is waterproof, so it's not going to go anywhere. But it was hard to get a line that wasn't smudging on me because it's so creamy. And before it set, it was sort of smudging. So it's really, really a good product. And if I used this on my top lash line, I wouldn't mind the smudge. But because I was doing this look with the wing, it smudged. And if I had done it on the other side, I wouldn't have noticed. I would have been like, okay, whatever. This is the L'Oreal little pot. It is smaller. You get quite a bit more product with the Anastasia, but I think, I'm guessing, let's say about $30. And let's say I'm gonna bring the price up on both of them. I think $30 would be high for this product. And I'll say 15, but I think it's probably more like 10. And they have BOGO, buy one, get one, 50% off and all that. And it's a gel pot, just like the Anastasia product. And this one isn't so smudgy. Like this one, it just kind of is really smudgy. This one's a little bit glossier. I wonder if you can see that on my eyes. I didn't notice that when I was using it. But yeah, I guess now that I know, this one's more of a matte and this one's slightly glossy. But the line is a true like line. And I tried to fix this to make it match a little better, and this kept smudging. So I'd say get the L'Oreal. Not only is it less than half the price, but I think it's just a better product as a whole. Okay, now we're moving on to mascara, and I didn't use a primer or anything beneath my mascara today. All I did was curl my lashes. And so on the high-end side, I'm using Lash Idol from Lancome. And I do love this product. It's a really nice mascara. But I do have a favorite mascara. It's my favorite mascara. This and the Honest Beauty mascara are my favorite. But the dupe for this is the Sky High from Maybelline. Ever since I tried this, it went viral on TikTok like over a year ago, maybe 2 years now. That's when I started using this, and I haven't been without it since. I use it on most days, and I often kind of just neglect my higher end mascaras since I found this. But I'm gonna tell you a difference. There's only one. Well, besides the price. So the brush is a little bit different. On the Lancome, it's a curved brush, and on the Maybelline, it's a straight brush, but I like both brushes. Size-wise, they're about the same. This one's a little bit shorter, but it's a little bit fatter, and this one is more of like thinner at the top and goes down to like sort of like a little bit larger at the bottom. Now, the only big difference is that this one has a very flexible brush, and when I was sharing this on a video a long time ago, one of you said that you don't like the flexible brush. So that's why I'm bringing that up. It doesn't bother me. It's something I noticed when comparing them, but it's not so flexible that it's flopping around. But if you're someone who has really coarse or thick lashes and you're really trying to get in there, your brush, it might be a little too flexible for that. But this one's a very, like, it's flexible too, but not as flexible as the Sky High. But essentially they give you the same amount of volume. They lengthen the same way. They both wear exactly the same way. I don't get any transfer or smudging, even though I have an oily orbital area, and they last all day until I wash them off in the shower, and they just wash off completely, and I don't need to use a separate makeup remover when I use these. So if you are thinking about the Lash Idol or you want to save some money, definitely try this Sky High from Maybelline. I know I've talked about this a lot on my channel. You're all probably sleeping right now. Okay, on this side of my face, I'm wearing Melt Cosmetics Blush in Honey Thief. I learned about this from Melissa55. She wears this, and I think it's so beautiful. She did Get Ready With Me a while back, and she used this product. And lucky for me, when I went over to the Melt website to purchase it, you can get it at Ulta too. But I went to the Melt website. I think it was sold out at Ulta. Otherwise, I would have purchased it from Ulta. But it was on sale. So I did pick mine up on sale, but I think it's around $30 is my guess. And it's so creamy. And even though it's so creamy and kind of hydrating and glowy, it doesn't have any sparkle in it. It dries down so beautifully and it lasts and lasts. Sometimes when I use a really creamy blush like this, I feel like I need to top it with something like a powder product just to give it more longevity. You don't with these. So this is what Honey Thief looks like. It's just a beautiful corally, I don't know, is that coral? It doesn't have a lot of pink in it. I would say coral, right? That's what it looks like. And that's what I'm wearing. So pretty. Love it. I could wear it every day in the summer. So I was doing a Milani video for you guys a while back, and I tried a new blush from Milani, and it's their cream formula. And this is in Nude Kiss, and it looks like this. I love the shade of this. And so when I was using it, I thought, oh my gosh, it feels exactly like Honey Thief. So I wore it around for a while to see how long it lasted without topping it with anything. And it lasts just as long. It won't soak into your skin and go away. This is a Nude Kiss. I don't really think it's a nude. It's very close to Honey Thief. I do also have it in another shade that's very corally. And this one is called Coral Crush. So yeah, this one is a coral. And none of these have any sparkle to them, but they're not matte because they're very creamy. And that's what Coral Crush looks like. It's more like Honey Thief. So I have Coral Crush on this side, and I have the Honey Thief from Melt on this side. And if you were to put this in this compact, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Like if a little elf came into my room at night and swapped it out, I wouldn't notice. So I think the Milanis were around $11, and you can get them at Ulta, and you can use points. You can use points for Melt too, but Melt is probably double the price if you're not getting it on sale. So that's what I have on for blush, and I think it's an exact dupe, and I was really excited to share this one. Okay, now I'm moving on to highlighter. So the highlighter that I'm wearing today on the expensive side is a Clinique Chubby Stick, and this is the Hefty highlighter. I've been using this for years and years and years. I'm never without one. In fact, I have two of them, and the other one I'm already kind of digging my nail in. I use every bit of it, and they last a really long time. So that's what that looks like. It's just that really pretty champagne highlight, and I have that like right above my Honey Thief. By the time I'm done sharing products with you in videos like this, I always end up looking like Raggedy Ann at the end because I have all this extra makeup on my face. I come on with my makeup already on, and then I apply more as I'm talking to you, and sometimes I look really silly when I'm done. Like by the time I get to the end of the video, I'm like, nobody said anything. And the dupe for the Clinique Hefty highlighter, which I think retails, I'm just gonna say everything is between $20 and $30 if it's high end. I don't think it's more than that. I could be wrong, but either way, it's a more luxurious product. Is it luxurious like Chanel? No, it's more mid-range, but it's definitely affordable, I think, for just about anyone who wants it, but it is more money than if you were to just spend a few dollars, like $4, and get the Wet n Wild When the Nude Strikes. And my daughter Paulina and I, we both love this product, and we don't care which one we use. Like sometimes she'll say, oh, can I take this? And I'll say, sure, but leave the Wet n Wild, just so I have one. So this is the Wet n Wild, and the color is slightly different. Like this one's slightly more yellow or pearly, and this one's a little more like a white, but I don't think you can tell on my face. I'm wearing this one on this face, and since I applied more of the Hefty highlighter on that side, I'll apply this here, and it just gives the prettiest, you know, I put it a little on this side of my nose, and I put the Hefty highlighter on that side, but I don't think you can tell. I don't think you can tell. And it's very long wearing. They feel exactly the same in consistency, and they wear for about the same length of time. You might definitely like this kind of brighter, whiter glow than the more champagne, but for $4 compared to the Hefty highlighter, even though the Wet n Wild looks a little bit smaller, the packaging isn't as deluxe. They're both 0.21 weight, so you get the exact same amount of product. and they last all day. They're super pretty and glowy. And yeah, I would definitely say give this a try if you want to try this. I don't know, if you really like that kind of whiter glow, try this. But if you don't care so much, this is the way to go. And the same exact thing for bronzing and contouring. Chubby Stick from Clinique, and this is the Curvy Contour. I don't know how many shades this comes in. I also have a blush in a Chubby Stick called Amped Up Apple. It makes me want to do a Clinique Get Ready With Me because I just love Clinique Chubby Sticks and I love Clinique products. So this is Curvy Contour. If you want to see these in action, just let me know. And that's what it looks like. And again, you have the same weight product from Wet n Wild, 0.21. And this one from Wet n Wild is called the Oaks on You. And I think this only comes in one shade too, but they do have some blushes too that are really beautiful. This is a Wet n Wild product that is an amazing product. I've heard about it for years and years, ever since I first started my YouTube channel like 7 years ago. People were talking about these and they're still like really, like people still mention them as their favorites. Now the Oaks on You is a little bit different. It's a little bit lighter, but I did do the, what did I say this one is called? Curvy Contour. But I did do Curvy Contour on this side, and then I just joined in on this side with Oaks on You, and I just went around the perimeter of my face, a little bit here, a little bit at my jawline. The same thing with this one, and I don't think you can tell. I feel like they're both good for fairer skin. Let's blend it in and see like how they blend out. Do they change? So this is obviously Clinique Curvy Contour, and now it's looking a lot like the Oaks on You, right? Let's see how much this one changes. I think that's why they look the same blended out, because the Oaks on You does change. And this one's like more pigmented as I blend it out. Let's just check that and see. This is Curvy Contour. Yeah, see, that's why it matches, because it does look the same when it's blended out. Sometimes Drugstore does it better. So like the L'Oreal gel liner, the contour bronzer stick from Wet n Wild, Drugstore is doing it better. Okay, so I do have a Laura Mercier mini setting powder. This was like my holy grail for so long. As soon as it came out, I want to say like 2013 or 2014 is when it came onto my radar. It might have been out longer than that. And I still think it's one of the best setting powders on the market. And there's tons of them, and I've tried tons of them. So shake a little in the lid. I've got this setting my makeup on this side of my face, and it's really silky. It's really silky and pretty, and it just blends out and looks beautiful. I feel like it makes everyone's skin look better. It's blurring, but the dupe, and this is a dupe that's been known, it's in like tons of articles and YouTubers talk about it all the time, but it is truly a dupe, is the Fit Me powder from Maybelline, and I have mine in the shade 10. And I'm gonna shake a little of this into the lid. This is also very, very soft and very silky. And I'm gonna just rub that in over here. See how pretty that is? Just like the Laura Mercier. So silky. It's not like a matte finish. It's like a silky finish. It leaves your skin looking just silky. So pretty. So it's a really good dupe for the Laura Mercier setting powder, and that's why I used to purchase this in the larger size. I do like to have it on hand just because, I don't know, I do really enjoy it. But this is what I'll go to like on a regular basis. If I'm traveling or something, or want to throw something in my purse, I have a little Real Techniques brush, and I'll throw this into my cosmetics pouch for just, you know, applying in the day if my oil is breaking through or something. And that's the other thing for both of these. I have an oily T-zone and I can reset it and it will never look cakey. Okay, the last product is comparing the Lancome High Shine lip product, and I have mine in Shine Bright. I always get compliments when I wear this, and even when I did my balm videos, my tinted balm video in the winter time when I was wearing this all the time to prevent chapped lips, I compared it with all the other ones I have, and so many of you liked this one the very most. And so this is what it looks like. It's called Shine Bright. I need to pick up another one. I'm getting to the bottom of this. I like to have this in my purse a lot, and this is on this side, like that. I'm really careful when I do that to like not slide side to side because I want to show you truly how it compares. And this is around $32, I believe. And I'm comparing it to the Honest Beauty Tinted Lippy and Fruit Punch. And this is about $18, and you can get it on sale. And you can order it at Ulta, you can order it at Target, and on the Honest Beauty website. Meijer, I know, sells it if you have a Meijer store by you. And the color is slightly different, but I don't know. I don't think you can tell, can you? Let's see. I guess I can tell when I really look, but the consistency and the longevity of the wear time feels exact to me. So what I'm gonna do is take a good look at this. I'm gonna take it off and I'm just gonna apply this so you can see what it looks like alone. Okay, now let's just go in with Fruit Punch. It feels so good, and it does kind of grab onto your lips a little bit. It has a little bit of grip. So even though it's a tinted balm, it doesn't come off as easily as like those really kind of oily or balmy products. And I was debating which product to show you today because I have another Honest Beauty dupe, but the colors that matched what I was wearing today are these. So I selected this, but I'm gonna show you the other one too real quick. Let me take this off. Okay, so now I'm gonna compare the Dragon Fruit Honest Beauty Lip Balm to the Dior Addict in Raspberry. The packaging is so deluxe on the Dior, and honestly on the Lancome as well. It's just such a pretty case. So you are kind of sacrificing the aesthetic to get the Honest Beauty, but you're also saving a good amount of money. And so I have a raspberry, and I'm gonna put it on this side. And it doesn't match my shirt at all. Okay, and now we're gonna do, did I say raspberry? This is Dragon Fruit, and this is raspberry in the Dior Addict. And now I'm gonna apply this on this side. And now I'm just gonna rub together down, not side to side, just because I have to do that. The way they feel on my lips is exactly the same. And they both have, like, same with the Lancome, that little bit of grip that makes them a little bit more long wearing than, say, a lip oil or, I don't know, some balmy products. Like, I'm not thinking chapstick balm. Some balmy products don't, I don't know, these don't have a lot of wax in them, but maybe they do have a little wax in them, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, they feel like they've got a little bit of grip, like they might be a little waxy, where typically I don't notice that in balms, but I think it makes them more long wearing. That's what I'm trying to say. And you know what? This doesn't match my shirt at all, but I think I'm gonna leave it on. You know, it's summer. We can like mix and match all these bright, fun colors. So those were my dupes for high-end products. Do you have a dupe for any high-end products? If you do, please tell us in the comment section. We would all love to know. And don't forget, the Midsummer palette from Alter Ego is 10% off using my code down in the description box. And I hope that you guys are able to try some products from Alter Ego because they are really, really good. I'll show you the other palettes they sent me in another video, just a couple others, but I'm kind of working my way through them, and hopefully we'll have more dupes for you. But since I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I've been using and loving this palette a lot, The only thing I've really done with this one is use it to compare it to that one and to swatch it on my little sheet of paper to show you how much it matches. So I think I want to give this one away to one of you. I even have the box and this little plastic thing to cover the product. And so it has been used by me. Gross, right? But when you're using eyeshadow that some people buy eyeshadows and things like that used, like on Poshmark and places like that. I've never sold mine. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll start, like, I don't know, putting them on Poshmark. But this one, if you guys aren't totally grossed out that I've dipped my finger in it and applied it to my eyes a few times, you can always take like a little spritzer bottle of alcohol and make sure it's a really fine mist, and you can spritz them and then kind of use a brush to swirl it and sanitize. I know that that works because I've seen regular women like me on YouTube telling me it works. I don't know if it works. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you are comfortable entering a giveaway where I have used this palette but want to give it away to one of you because I already have the Anastasia Nouveau and I don't need 2 duplicate palettes, so I'd rather bless one of you guys with it. And of course, some other goodies, because whenever I do a giveaway, I always throw in a lot of other stuff, either samples or other products that I think you might like. But if one of you would like to enter to win this, all you have to do is tell me which product you liked or didn't like that I shared with you today, and or share your best dupe. But you have to comment, you have to like this video, you have to be a subscriber, and preferably someone who I've seen before here on my channel. There are people who go around looking for giveaways and just leave a comment, win the giveaway, and then they're never back again. So I'm always kind of like watching out for that because I don't want them to steal gifts that I want for you guys. So that's what you have to do. 1 week after this video goes up, I will draw a winner using randomcommentpicker.com and also weeding out the people who just came on for a giveaway, and you can win, and some other goodies too. So yeah, let me know. I know some of you might be like, oh, gross, Dawn. We don't want your old used makeup. But if you don't mind, let's share. We're all friends. If you've been watching me and commenting, I know you and you know me, and you know, we're girlfriends, right? And that's what girlfriends do. They share. So I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next time.